Oh, hey everyone. Yeah, I know. I know some of you are going to be saying, Merry Christmas. And you know what? I am so sick and tired of celebrating Christmas. You know, every single Christmas, I always feel so much like Jack Skellington. You know, Nightmare Before Christmas, where everybody in his town celebrate Christmas, but he's just not into the holiday. So, I'm gonna put an end to this. I am so fed up with Christmas, I am done with Christmas. I mean, I have no reason to celebrate the holiday whatsoever, so I am done. So, bah humbug! Now the heck with this, I'm going home.
Now you heard it right there, multiverse reviewer. 'Tis I, Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens? What on earth are you doing here?
Why, I'm here to change the error of your ways, you know? Heck, back then, that's me, Charles Dickens. And I decided to write a book. It represents everything about Christmas. So therefore, I wrote this book, A Christmas Carol. And ever since I wrote the story, I always appear in stage play, telling people my story of Christmas Carol, and how I got the idea and everything. And since you've been such a Scrooge yourself, I decided to do the same thing what Molly did. Change the error of old ways. So, I'm gonna have 3 ghosts. Some of them you probably recognize, to change the error of your ways and get into the spirit of Christmas. And that is my warning, or else you're gonna end up like Jacob Marley. But anyway, I'm Charles Dickens, and I'm off. Cheerio.
Great. I'm gonna be haunted by 3 ghosts on Christmas. You know, Christmas Carol has always been the best story in history. Thanks to Charles Dickens talking about his history. You know, that's one thing about historical figures. They always like to reminisce about their past. But anyway, I remember when I was a little kid, I really didn't have a book of Christmas Carol, but this was close enough. The only book I have about Christmas Carol that I ever got myself into it was, of course, this book of Christmas Carol, and of course, it's a pop-up. Yeah, I used to like pop-ups myself. I always thought they were pretty neat. I always thought pop-ups were really neat back then, but I was sort of kid. But I don't care what Charles Dickens say. I'm not going to change. I'm going to stay the way I am. And by the way, what does he mean some I already recognize? I don't remember any ghosts.
Good evening, multi-voice reviewer. Wait a minute. Ah, better. That's right, multi-voice reviewer. I am now your ghost of Christmas past.
Dracula, you're my ghost of Christmas past. You're a vampire. How can you possibly be my ghost of Christmas past? Huh?
Hello, I am a vampire, remember? I am immortal, and a count. Don't forget that. And besides, I am a vampire, and one thing vampires do is see the oceans of time, watching history in the making. And besides, I remember the day you were born. It was in June 4th, 1985. You were quite an adorable little toddler, I had to say. And of course I remember when you were like 4 years old,
You always love to watch cartoons and love watching comedians. And of course, all your life you want to be a very, very funny comedian, right? Yeah, until I started watching comedy movies and such for influence, until I saw one comedian who became a bad influence. Ah, yes, Jim Carrey. He was a bad influence. You've been acting more like him that you've been picked on from elementary school all the way from high school. Is that right? Yeah, so therefore I decided to be more subtle, so I started acting more like Eddie Murphy, Robert Williams, and Dan Aykroyd. A little known fact, do you guys know that Dan Aykroyd was autistic? I sure as heck didn't. Anyway, until I found one comedian that became a huge influence to me ever since I saw him on Police Academy. Michael Winslow. That's how I got all these sound effects and all the impressions. Anyway, I think it's time for me to continue on with the review. So, may I? No, wait. Allow me. Anyway, a long time ago, when silent films became a big deal, the very first Christmas Carol ever made was made back in 1910. And that version was only one for like 10 minutes. Just like the first Frankenstein movie, created by Thomas Edison. And then when talkies came about, there were a lot of black and white versions of Christmas Carol, but the one is most popular is the one starring Alistair Sims. And a lot of people say that this is the most popular adaptation of Christmas Carol. Until they made this version, which the name escapes me, but it's the most warm-hearted version of Christmas Carol. And then when Disney came about, and movies became in color, there was Mickey's Christmas Carol, when they introduced Scrooge McDuck, and you should watch this, that one version that the multi-voice reviewer did. The Disney and the Looney Tunes version, Bah Humduck. It was very good. And of course, back in 1970, Albert Finney played Scrooge in this version, which was a little bit extreme and a lot of singing and dancing involved. And even there are a lot of cartoon versions, like Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol, and everybody's personal favorite, Black Actor Christmas Carol. Except this one is kind of the opposite, where this black actor is being the Mr. Nice Guy, and the ghosts told him that he should be just like his ancestors, mean, rotten, hateful, sinful. But still hilarious nonetheless. Well, that covers the classics. Now, multi-voice reviewer, I am done for the day, because it's time for the present to see you, and this one's a new one. I had a hard time bringing him over here. So get ready to meet the ghost of Christmas present. Or, maybe I could tell everybody your dark secret, like the time you used to... Alright, shut up, Dracula, just shut up. Don't tell everybody my secrets. Last thing I need is somebody to tell everybody my dark secret and make my life a living hell. So I'm pretty much done with you, Dracula, but there's no way I'm gonna change. Not by a long shot. Anyway, that's pretty much the classics I got here, but I thought I told Dracula to leave. Oh my God. No way. Is that... I thought he was just a myth. I think Santa Claus is coming to town.
Hor, 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 ho, 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 hor, 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 hor. Merry Christmas, multiverse reviewer. I am Santa Claus, and I'm here to be your ghost of Christmas future. Ho, ho, ho. 'Cause I love to be the ghost of Christmas future on Christmas more than anybody ever. Ho, ho, ho.
Wow, I can't believe it. Having Santa Claus in my show, I mean, I'm speechless. I got nothing to say, except, why do you have a sword holster on your belt, and what's with the Swedish accent?
Why a Swedish accent? Because everybody said I'm so sweet, therefore I'm Swedish. Oh, ho, 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 ho. And of course, why the sword holster? This. I carry this because it's peace on earth and goodwill towards men. And besides, between you and me, I used to be a pirate long ago, but not anymore. It's time to bring joy to children everywhere. Oh, by the way, I do like that review you did on Krampus. You know, that's a problem. Not many people know about Krampus until you did your review. And now Krampus is becoming very, very popular. So you naughty kids better watch out. I may bring presents and joy to kids, but Krampus will come over and hit you with a switch. And if you're very, very evil, well, Krampus is gonna take you to a special hell. That I assure you. And by the way, since I'm here, I'm going to review some of the modern version of Christmas Carol anyway. Of course, anybody remembered Bill Murray's version, Scrooge? A modern take of Bill Murray being Scrooge, except he's an executive studio who makes movies for cable. And of course, do not forget the unforgettable George C. Scott version of Christmas Carol. Your magnificent buzzard, I read your book. Ho, 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 ho. And do not forget the Hallmark version of Patrick Stewart's version of Scrooge. And also the one with Michael Caine, Muppets Christmas Carol. Ho, 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 ho. Imagine the Muppets being the characters in the story. Even Marley and Marley. Woo! And another Hallmark version, Christmas Carol musical, starring Kelsey Grammer. Whoever thought of him as Scrooge? Jennifer Love Hewitt. Ooh. And of course, Dr. Who got himself worked up in the Dr. Who Christmas Carol. That is very interesting to have a doctor act like the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. Although I like this other Doctor Who special where Nick Frost played me. Oh. And of course, do not forget another Christmas movie they made. Christmas Carol Gone Wrong, where all the actors are trying to do their best to make a good Christmas Carol, but things always go wrong. Ho ho! And of course, the one who is a bad influence to you, a Jim Carrey version. All CGI, close to the original novel, but sadly too extreme sometimes.
Now, of course, there's one movie you haven't seen, but I think you should check it out. And for those of you people who are watching this, you should check out The Man Who Invented Christmas, a backstory of Charles Dickens and his inspiration of the Christmas Carol. And of course, comic books got popular enough on Christmas Carol. Batman Noel, where the Dark Knight starts becoming Scrooge, and all of his friends from Gotham start acting like the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Of course, you can check out the reviewer, Multiverse Reviewer, his first Christmas review he ever made. And Looney Tunes got involved. Bah humduck. Here's a movie I think you should do a review. An American Carol. This one's making fun of the liberal who goes by the name of Michael Moore. I never like him myself. He's a real idiot. But this one is about a liberal who wants to destroy the 4th of July. So the ghosts, the American ghosts of the ghosts of America, decided to change his ways. You should do a review on the 4th of July. Not only I want you to do to have the spirit of Christmas, but also have a spirit of America. Well, this is Santa Claus saying, later, and be a good boy, or else I have Krampus coming after you. Same thing goes to you, kitties. So this is Santa Claus saying, Merry Christmas. Wow. Never in my entire life I decided to have Santa Claus showing up in my show. And thanks for talking about all the different versions of Christmas Carol. You know, Santa Claus is right. This is a good movie. I think I can wait until the 4th of July that I'm going to review this. At least to teach you how to be an American. Anyway, well, I guess that's about it. I wonder who's going to be my Ghost of Christmas future. I wonder if he's going to tell me the future of different versions of Christmas Carol in the future.
Hello, Multi-Voice. 'Tis I, Mr. Death. What? It's been so long since I appear in the show, and I'm doing it to become the ghost of his Christmas future.
Mr. Death, I never expect I'm going to be seeing you here, especially on Christmas. Well, according to the book, the Ghost of Christmas Future does resemble death anyway. So, what are you going to do? Save my life after I did that grim, scary tales about Prometheus, the Curse video game? Or, what? Oh, you're going to tell me, or how about you tell me about the future of other Christmas Carol movies that I could review about, before the movie comes out. That'll be interesting. We're talking about the movie is going to be coming out before they come in theaters.
No, I don't do movie fiction. Not my field. Besides, I can only see the future of people's death, not the future of movies. Sorry, but I will warn you what's going to happen. If you don't get into the spirit of Christmas, horrible things is going to happen to you in your future. So right now, I'm just going to show you what's going to happen if you will not celebrate Christmas the way it should be celebrated, the old-fashioned way.
But what do you want me to do about it, Mr. Death? I mean, I can't just tell everybody Merry Christmas. I mean, there's a lot of bad things been happening to me, and a lot of things been happening around during Christmas. I mean, right now there are people who protest Christmas, people who get insulted if you say Merry Christmas to them, especially people who are not Catholic or Protestant. or even Pentecostal. I don't know if Mormons celebrate Christmas or not, or Amish. But I know there are other religions who definitely don't celebrate Christmas. I'm afraid I would get killed by those people. And also, another thing is a big problem is relatives gives me a hard time every single time at Christmas. So it's not my fault. I mean, what do you think is going to happen to me if I really don't celebrate Christmas the old-fashioned way? I mean, I just sit by and just let people celebrate Christmas their own way and leave me out of it. I mean, what would happen? Huh? But it's not their fault. They choose their path. They choose to be in this religion. Besides, that's not how you're going to die. You'll be alright if you continue on celebrating Christmas. As long as you keep the spirit of Christmas inside you, you'll be just fine. And ignore those who are against it. Don't let it bother you. And besides, I'm going to tell you how you're going to die. So that's what's going to happen to me? I mean, that is my future? That's what's going to happen to me? Yes, and that's what's going to happen if you changed. But histories can be changed. So this is the reason why I'm warning you about your future. Because I care about you, multi-voice reviewer, and I don't want anything to happen to you. So, just celebrate Christmas your own way and don't let anybody tell you what to do. They choose their path, you choose yours. This is multi-voice reviewer. This is Mr. Death. See ya. And think about it, multi-voice reviewer. You know, he's right. I'm not gonna let any jerk or anybody who tells me what to do. Besides, I love Christmas. It's just sometimes I get annoyed by people who always act like such a downer to me. You know what? Why the heck not? I think it's time to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and for those who are a fan of Seinfeld, Happy Vestas. Or any other religion, or any other holiday that you go by. And besides, I think I should celebrate Christmas. And I think it's time for me to change this shirt. From Grinch to Santa Claus. Ha! I don't know how I do that. Oh well. Well, folks, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Vestas, happy whatever holiday you celebrate in this year. And for those of you who likes this review of Christmas Carol, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe for more reviews. And also, heck, why not? Remember my top 12 lists of Christmas horror movies I hate? Well, there's going to be one of those movies I'm going to review. And it revolves Big Bill Goldberg on Santa's Sleigh. So stay tuned next week for my review of Santa's Sleigh. So, what am I doing standing here? There's lots for me to do. Got some decorations, got to get myself a tree, I got to get some presents. Oh, I got to think of what kind of presents I got to need to get from my relatives. And of course, a couple of good messages and Christmas cards from my friends. And
So there you go. So, there you have it. Multi-voice reviewer. He celebrated Christmas the old-fashioned way. He gave in to the holiday, and also did a lot of reviews. But that's another review. So, this is Charles Dickens telling you all, if you know anybody who is not into the spirit of Christmas, give me a bloody holler. Because I can treat him the same way I treat Ebenezer Scrooge. Now, if you excuse me, time for me to spread more Christmas cheer. So, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.